Hi everybody, today I'm going to do something special. I'm going to install one of these cover seats in my car, and then the other one I will give out as a giveaway. And this is thanks to EVbase. I'd like to thank them for sending me that and offering that as a raffle. I'm going to let this run for about 2 months. In 2 months, I'm going to announce who's the winner. All you have to do in order to be picked is to put a comment for this video and subscribe. So if you're subscribed and you left a comment, in 2 months, one of you will receive one of these. So first of all, they do have multiple versions of this white. They have one that has the launch edition or launch series written on it. They have one that has Tesla on it. They have one that has nothing on it. And they also have an option to embroider whatever you want. Now, if you don't want to wait for the raffle, and if you just want to get one yourself, I will provide a 20% discount that you can use to lower the cost of these covers. So stick around, I'll show you how to install it and how they look at the end. Hopefully, no issues and everything will go fine. And I cut myself when I put my fingers up that thingy, so don't do that. All right, so inside the package, you will get these, which are used to secure the straps, these two. And this is just so you can tuck stuff in without scratching. And you got the tutorial and manual how to install it, but I will show you how to install it. Okay, so I decided to install one of these covers and to use it for a day before I continue on and do the rest, and then show you in detail so I get familiarized with the installation. The installation actually wasn't really bad. It was quite easy, to be honest. And then I also had my wife drive this as a passenger, and I also asked my father-in-law what they think about the seat cover, or which seats do they prefer. And they actually both said that they preferred the white. Now, you might ask yourself, why did I choose the black seats when there was an offer to be able to get those directly white from the factory? Well, the reason is I just thought that it's so permanent that if it gets dirty, it's just would be very hard to clean or replace. So this is a good solution if you want white seats, but afraid that they're just not going to last for 8 years, 10 years and look nice and new. We checked to see if the seat heaters work on this, and obviously they work because the heating element is just a heating element, so that worked well. It's very hard to test right now the ventilation of the seats as far as cooling. So let's get started with the installation of the driver's side, and I'll give you tips on how to install it, because there's really a few things that you need to know to get this installed easily. All right, so first thing you need to know that straps will need to go between these sections and from here to the back, okay? And in order to be able to install those, you would need to unhook this flap. As you can see, there's this strap, okay? You just bend it forward and get it disconnected, okay? And now this entire section can bend and you can reach for the straps, okay? So that's the first step. Next step would be to actually put the seat in, unhook those, get these flaps like this, make sure that these are kind of out, and set it in. These straps need to go between the seat, okay? So they will actually be grabbed from the other side. And it's quite tight here, but it will go in. And if you need, you can use this to tuck it in, okay? So let's go ahead and put this strap as well, and this one goes between the rest, the backrest, and the actual seat bottom. And just move it in, and then you'll be able to grab it with your fingers from the other side. Okay, and I'll show you as I grabbed it from the other side. Okay. Now let me show you the side ones. Use these to hook on the bottom. Let me demonstrate on this one. Okay, so the orientation for this should be where when it comes around from the bottom, it's like this. Open it a little and squeeze the strap in. Again, open it a little and just squeeze it in. Okay, like this. But do it after, when you actually get it on the bottom. So I'm going to disconnect it now. So now this one will go in between here, and then I'll pick it on the other side. Okay. Now when you got all the straps in, you can start tucking it as much as possible. To create the tension that it needs, okay? And on the sides, you will tuck this underneath the plastic. So in this case, first of all, make sure that this strap, you can reach it from the other side. Gotta tuck it in. All right, so here's one of the straps, okay? And this one needs to have one of these metal brackets installed, and to tie it to one of the chair's metal springs. All right, so I connected one right there. You can see it's probably better off to put it underneath that wire, but I don't think it matters. And then the other one is right here, and I'll connect the metal bracket to it, and then we'll continue. I connected both of the side straps, you see, to the metal spring of the chair. And now we have these two straps that we need to get all the way to the other side so that they can be clippity clap. All right, so we got to the other side, and you can see we have these straps. Okay, and then this one. Okay, and I tucked it over here, see? As much as you can. Tucked it over here. And that's the bottom seat. Now let's do the seat rest. The seat rest is really just these two straps and these two rubber pulleys. And the way this is set is with these 3 discs. All right, so these go just like this. They go 1, okay, and then 2, okay, and then they just sit like this, and they tuck in, and when it goes in the back, it stays like this. You see, let's say my 2 fingers are the gap between the seat back and the seat, then it will go like this. It will slide in between and then swing over and stay put. Okay, so let's put the seat on. Once we put it somehow, gotta clean that, but once we put it on, we can bring these straps over. Now there's 2 options. You can either put them like this, or you can put them behind the magazine holder here in the back. All right, so let's go ahead and strap these. And it's just a simple clasp. Okay, that's done. All right, so next step is to basically push these things down. Okay, so we'll push one. Push two. Push the third one. And bring the seat down. And now we can go on the other side and pull them completely and keep them flush. The cover on the back can be put back into place. So all it is these go through like that, and then they just claps like this. Okay, so I'll do the other one too. Okay, it just goes in. Like that. All right, so now we have everything installed. Seat is nice and tucked. All these wrinkles you see here, as soon as it gets like a little warm and the car gets a little warm, everything is gonna melt into place. Right here, this is how it looks like from the side. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, so let's go ahead and continue with the back seats. All right, so in order to cover this entire back seat, this seat needs to come up. And the way you do it is you come from here and lift. Okay? And go from the other side too. Got to the other side, and what we do is just lift. Okay, and the seat just comes out. This is the stuff that's under the seat. Okay, that's important so you can move the straps. All right, so this big piece is just like this. It has these same type of straps. Okay, so you can release them. And it also has these straps right here that you use those metal brackets to hold the thing in place. All right, so let's turn it over. Okay. All right, so for the next step, I would recommend removing the middle shelf or the back shelf. Okay, this way you get access to the underside of the rest of the seat. Okay, get a lot of stuff here. All right, so now let's start putting the seat around. Okay, now careful with the seat. It does have wires, so make sure you don't pull too hard. Okay, first of all, make sure that they don't rest on anything when they get tightened. Okay, and next, so we got this strap here, right? And we need to connect it okay. All right, so now that we put this cover and we didn't tighten anything yet, we'll put the back first. Obviously the ones that have the two holes are the ones that have the headrest. These actually have a certain position. So the one that has the wider part here, you see the narrow part is on the this side, and this side is on the white side, and it should match the seat. Okay, that's how you know. All right, so now we're going to have to remove the headrest. And remember this little tool that was included? That's to press right here. After you lift it, it stops. You have to use this little screwdriver to go into that little slot, press it, and get it out. Okay, we can take this part and slide it over, but I think it's easier if we move the other one away. So there's a clip in the back and you can go like that. So now it should be much easier. I can even move this a little forward. Okay, once you have it down, just pull it, and make sure that it matches the holes on the top. The more you, by the way, the more you push it down, the more it will conform to the seat. All right, and then you go in the back and you basically tuck it in. I think I could do it from this side, and then this way you can fold the other Velcro on it. All right, so first step is to do the cup holder, and this one is pretty self-explanatory, I think. It just goes like this. This part uses one of these plastic tabs. When you go ahead and put the seat down, it will clasp in between and keep this part down. Okay, so now we have the last seat to do. This side is a little different because it has the seat belt, so we have a zipper here. So we can go ahead and put it around. And we actually need to put it below the seat belt. Right, just like that, just like that, just like that. Okay. Okay, now we can push this as far as we can down, and then we can fold these two Velcro parts in the back. So basically, we pull these, and there's the Velcro on the other side, so it can attach to it. Beautiful. This part only connects with Velcro, as you can see, like this. So you just align it. All right, so now we got the headrest left, and this is just like this. And I just lift it. Okay. Beautiful. So now we can put the seat back. Now it's very important that you make sure that the seat buckles are protruding through the holes, okay? All right, so I made a mistake here. There's no need to strap them right now. In fact, you can strap them, but you need to remove them later because these would need to come underneath these brackets. Okay, so like this. And we'll do the rest. And the last step now is to put these on. And the way they're put is where this part goes on the bottom. Okay. Now, this thing is just a strap to go over this, but I think I prefer my black one for that. Okay, it's your choice. This is just a you know, it slides over it just like this one. Okay, I do have a cover for that, and that's it. All right, one last tip that I wanted to give you is that the strap that's right here, it needs to go through the hole of the back seat, under and go around instead of going over. All right, so let me give you the last walkthrough around the car with the new seats. And I gotta say that I really like how it turned out. The only minus that I'm thinking is that because this adds to the thickness of the seats, that the functionality of the seats going back and forth could be a little hampered. So let's test it out. You can see it's kind of struggling. I'm sure as it ages, yeah. So let's see what happens if I help it. Okay, if I help it, it will go down. Let's see this side. Yeah, if I help it, it does go down. But keep in mind that there's no way around this. If you have another type of cover, because it adds thickness to the actual cover, it will create some drag. Um, it's pretty unavoidable. But it is something that I wanted you to be aware of. Let's give it another try. It might break in. Who knows? Like right now, this time it worked. And going back is it's kind of struggling, but it does do it. So this one. Yep. Now let's see the front seats. Yeah, these are very nice. I actually did test them as far as the ventilation, and the ventilation surprisingly still works just as if there were no seats covers on them. So ventilation works. Good to know. And that's about it. Do I recommend these seats? Yes, I do. Knowing the limitation, knowing that it could hamper the movement of the back seats. Make sure you have about an hour to install them, because it did take about an hour if you don't consider all the filming and positioning the cameras. But I really, really like them, and they do change the look of the car, that's for sure. All right, so if you like this video, please thumb up, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching.